Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming today. Today we're going to talk about the BalancerDAO. It's a fairly new organization that was born in January. And we're just starting to experiment a little bit with the organization and the way we operate. So first of all, a little bit about myself. I'm taking care of the partnership and marketing. And on the left, you can see what I used to do before becoming a DAO full-timer. I used to be like a normal, a member of the society, used to pay taxes and stuff. And now things have changed a little bit. And that's a little bit about myself. So first of all, why we needed a BalancerDAO? There are two main reasons why we decided to do that. The number one, of course, is, let's say, some regulatory concerns that probably are fairly common in the DeFi ecosystem in general. And then, of course, the tendency for the DeFi culture to go toward decentralization and to try to achieve anti-fragility. This is something very important that we try to achieve through these new kind of organizations that we have. So everything started from a Genesis team. So this was a group of, here you have 3 people, but technically it was like 5. And that came on board, I would say, around summer last year. And they were like members from the community. And we didn't really know exactly what to do, but we started to create this group of people that wasn't part of Balancer Labs, which is basically the organization that created Balancer, the protocol. So the the Genesis team initially had very limited responsibilities. I remember those days when we didn't really know what to do, and we spent most of our time taking care of giving user support, and of course the liquidity mining. So basically we had a liquidity mining committee that used to decide where those BAL tokens from the liquidity mining program were going to be allocated. And these were pretty much the only 2 things we used to do, not much. But then things started to evolve a little bit. And in January, sorry, actually, I missed this part, actually. So initially, we had a very difficult start. And especially because probably, let's say, from some member of the Balancer Labs, they didn't really know who we were and exactly what we were supposed to do. So there was a little bit of detachment from us. And on top of that, we weren't really part of any meaningful conversation. All decisions were taken, of course, within Balancer Labs. And we were just, oops, something happened? Okay. And we were just, we couldn't really give much of an input in there. And this all because we didn't really have any specific goal. We didn't know who we were, what we were supposed to do, etc. So as you can see here, we had a Balancer Labs that had all the ideas, and had a big influence over the protocol. So they were able to take their ideas and then transform them in something that came up and became a product on the Balancer protocol. And on the other side, you had us, which basically, again, is this small group of people that could, of course, could bring some value, but we didn't really know what to do. We were a little bit lost. Especially at the beginning, this was a big problem for us. We didn't really know exactly what to do. But then we started to evolve a little bit, and we changed from like this sporadic group on something a little bit more structured. And we decided to create a new kind of infrastructure where we took it a little bit from, index COP, Y-earn, etc. And we came out with a number of sub-DAOs that had, their specific tasks and things to do. And this is why in 2022, we created BalancerDAO. With very specific sub-DAOs, as you can see. And they were independent, but they were loosely controlled by, let's say, a ops, which is like a sub-DAO that could control, a little bit, could coordinate the work around, around the DAO. So the DAO coordination pretty much came through a number of activities. So first of all, we had a loose coordination by ops. So ops was still taking care of pay, onboarding, and anything that has to do with the daily, activity. Then we had like a monthly appointments where we had like a community hall and then generally health checks. On weekly, we run every Monday, we have a DAO call where we basically inform all the other members of the DAO what we're doing, what we're working on. And then, of course, we also have sub-DAOs call that is basically meant to coordinate, those little groups of people that work towards certain goals. And then, of course, we had a daily activity that is run through pretty much, Discord, where we had like dedicated channels, etc. And that's where pretty much where we spend most of our time. We also introduced Coordinate. For those of you that don't know, Coordinate is a way to reward new members and existing members through a number of points that can be distributed during the month. Okay, and this, as I said, is for both core members and new members. So basically, every time we have a new guy that wants to participate, guy or girl that wants to participate, is going to be added to this group, and you will see in real time these people that, depending on how much they're involved and the commitment that they have, they can be rewarded by their work thanks to the other guys recognizing their work. So, okay, so where do we go from where we are today? Well, this is a big question mark because probably, I hope you understood that, the structure that we have at the moment is still a work in progress and is still something that is going towards something else. At the moment, we have a number of sub-DAOs, but they're still loosely coordinated through a central authority that can give a little bit of direction on where to go. The next step is going to be most probably those independent groups actually detaching completely from, let's say the ops and becoming completely independent. So they don't have to. We will not be needed to give these weekly calls maybe or monthly updates because they are going to work towards a goal that is on a quarterly basis. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the friendly fork model, which is something that I consider very, very important. And the reason why I consider it important is because it helps us develop our ecosystem, the Balancer ecosystem. In general terms, we can say that Balancer Labs strategically has decided or prefers for now not to expand beyond the number of chains that we are present at the moment, which is Polygon, Arbitrum, and of course Ethereum mainnet. So through friendly forks, we are able to actually bring the Balancer technology on chains where Balancer is not present at the moment. At the same time, this gives the opportunity to independent teams to work on the Balancer protocol, develop new products, and increase, the base of, dev base, I would say, that can work on, the protocol level. It gives us also treasury diversification, because through the friendly fork model, we generally ask those teams to allocate to the Balancer DAO a certain amount of their token to our treasury. So this not only increases, of course, the value of the treasury in general, but also give us some treasury diversification. And then a final goal, which is something that is going to be in the long term, is going to be the building a DAO of DAOs. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I mean that in the future, the DAO will be able to control through their stake in those independent projects, like an important voice, and influence or maybe participate on those other things. Okay, it's gone. I don't know why. Oh, there you go. It's back. It's back. So, as I said, through this stake in those projects, we can actually control and participate in in the development of these new DAOs. At the moment, we have our friends already of Beethoven X on Phantom. Then we have Hexagon that is going to launch in 4 weeks on Avalanche, and then a couple of more that I'm working on, but I cannot tell you right now. So the idea is to expand the ecosystem, the Balancer ecosystem, way beyond where we can go today, or what let's say the normal protocol could do. And this is exactly what we want to do. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.
Question?
Thank you for the presentation. And,
no problem.
I'm just curious, as we just heard from MakerDAO about the core units, and now we have sub-DAOs. Would you mind elaborating a bit more how you think about the differences of these structures?
Yeah. Well, actually, we see MakerDAO as probably as an example for us. In my eyes, and I'm talking about on a personal level, I think Maker is showing the DeFi ecosystem the way to go. So you guys are the most advanced when it comes to DAO organization and DAO structure. So what we want to do is actually emulate a little bit your vision and create these independent groups and teams that can set goals and work towards those goals on a quarterly basis, which is fairly similar to what you guys have. This will be a departure from where we are today, where it's not really like that. We still do not have sub-DAOs, quarterly goals or yearly goals, etc. So we want to move from where we are today to something more structured and more well-defined, like MakerDAO. Yeah, does it make sense? Yeah. Oh, you're not from MakerDAO. Okay, I thought you were. Okay, cool. Anybody else? No more? Cool. Okay, man.